Namaskar. Welcome to another edition of Navimash podcast. So I was busy with some personal issues and some other things got tied up. So hopefully from this weekend onwards, we'll be having much more podcasts. We are working on a few more podcasts. Podcast not a bit of a series we are working on. So we'll be very frequent and very consistent in our uploads. But today we have with us Dr. Vijit Prashanta with us, who is
Namaste.
going to talk about a very unfortunate incident which happened in the 2nd of May 2021 uh, about political retribution. So, Vijitda, so you have seen, people have watched, seen the thumbnail and what we have said. So, why we are talking about this right now? The first question.
Right, why we're talking about this right now? So we must know the context. 2021, 2nd of May. So before it, you know that in 2019, BJP basically got 18 seats in the Lok Sabha from West Bengal out of 42. So the whole slogan was 19 se half, 21 se saaf, which means this was BJP slogan, which effectively meant in 2020, 2019, we've got half of the seats, and in 2021, the state election, saaf, matlab we are going to basically wash out TMC, Trinamool Congress. TMC mean a lot of things. So let's call them TMC actually. So TMC is the party run by Mamta, and nowadays it is being, I mean, simultaneously it is an abuse. So Mamta and her TMC actually, in order to stop the sort of the whole momentum that BJP was gaining, unleashed terror, especially on the countryside, in the villages, remote villages of every nook and corner of West Bengal. Killed a lot of Hindus. So killed like 500 Hindus. Um, I think raped around 3,000 Hindu women and children, and actually around more than 1 lakh, around 1.5 lakh Hindus had to flee their village. So it was a big exodus, Hindu exodus as well, from West Bengal into the neighboring areas and neighboring state, to Assam, for example. So this was probably the biggest possible massacre and borderline genocide that happened in West Bengal in 2021. I have written about it in my book, History of Indonesia and Hindu Genocides. Um, so yeah, I mean the scope of the book was very big, but could write, I could keep like, I think, a couple of pages on this whole thing. And this whole incident, the 2021 post-poll genocide and massacre of Hindu Bengalis by TMC, it is very personal because by then I started to see, without realizing the politics and all these things, I started to write about these whole sort of Hindu narrative, right? Without realizing it could possibly have any political projection. Gradually, when I was getting a little bit of sort of quote unquote popularity and response on my writing, because I was writing in Bengali, right? I was writing in Bengali and I was getting huge response, and it was equally sort of uh, like alarming the communists, because communists, although they did not get any seat in 2021, they played a huge role in stopping the momentum of BJP. Again, I'm not BJP. I'm not saying I am BJP, but I am Hindu. My narrative is pro-Hindu narrative. If any party want to work with us, about the Hindu narrative, they are welcome. I am not BJP. Okay, but anyway, so at that time, obviously the BJP's narrative was like they were still a little bit confused about whether to keep the Hindu narrative. Like in 2021, Hindu narrative, like the person who was representing Hindu narrative in BJP was actually Dilip Ghosh, if you remember properly. And
Yeah,
then तब वो सब निकल के आया कि दिलीप घोष सेठ की गोरु दूधे सोना आछे. And then a huge मतलब the whole sort of narrative that we are building around Hindu genocide, Hindu renaissance, Hindutva was basically captured by a couple of stereotypical foolish sort of narrative, and it got popularized by ABP Anando. And they started to sort of equate Hindutva with these kind of comments like Guru Dudhe Sona Ache, and if I remember, a couple of more comments like they started talking about the rustic sort of accent in Dilip Ghosh's Bengali, ki "এই লোকটা তো কলকাতার লোক নয়, this guy is not from Calcutta." So all these things were happening actually around that time. And obviously the communists, so they approached me and they were like, "क्या लिख रहे हो? क्या की लिखीस?" Um, and I was like, see again, I was very sort of adamant, and sort of probably I was pretending कि हमारी लेखार की political implication থাকতে পারে. What political implication could I possibly have with these writings, right? Because I am writing pro Hindutva, right? Articles. But they're like, না এগুলো একটা political মানে আছে, তুই বোঝার চেষ্টা কর, please understand. These communists, they approached me. Um, and then they started to say কি বাংলায় লিখছিস কেন, রাইট ইন ইংলিশ, বাংলা তো লোকজন পড়ে ইয়ে হয়ে যাচ্ছে, হোয়াট এভার, রাইট? But anyway, so every sort of evil power, now I can very clearly see and say also that these evil power of communists and the TMCs, they actually made the alliance. And after 12, so now if we look back we can say okay, a lot of things happened, a lot of vote churi happened, like EVM at the polling station, lot of violence happened, due to which the BJP polling agents had to leave the booth. And probably BJP was getting around 125 to 130 seats in 2021. But now, because like so much violence happened even inside the polling booths, that it came down to 77, I guess. um, and simultaneously, when like by 2 p.m., 3 p.m., it became very clear that that TMC is quote unquote winning the election, the state election, right? And all these sort of, even my borderline quote unquote friends, like these communist intellectual friends, right? They suddenly turned very violent. And around that time, we got this, around I think 3 4 o'clock, we got the this tweet from Param Broto, and then with that tweet, actually, like a whole level of violence, at least in the social media, first got unleashed. That এই ছেলেগুলোকে রিপোর্ট কর, এই ছেলেগুলোকে খুঁজে রাখ, find these guys, like a lot of guys who used to write in Facebook, report them, take them to police. These guys are spreading hatred against people and all these things. So they started doing this, and a lot of people who were writing in Facebook, they had to actually leave by 4 or 5 p.m. And then the Parambrato's tweet came ki Bisho Rognani Divos Ghosito. I remember this, right? Because uh, because I was messaging you before the FIR. I messaged pretty much everyone, Arambag TV, the Rio Bandhu Media, Shanmoy Banerjee, yeah, I reported to you guys also. This guy should get an FIR because he tweeted around 3-4 p.m. and after that the whole level of violence got unleashed. Um, Now here is the and I mean it was pretty much it was very evidently it was anti-Hindu violence. The very phrases and words and sort of texture of this violence was very much Ashrafi, like Ashrafi jihad on Hindus. I can give you a few quotes. So, for example, yeah, probably I'll enter in these things, but let me tell you a few more things
Hmm.
um, before going into the main sort of text, the things that they said and all these things, right? The like analysis of these files. So yeah, so around 4 5, we had to all leave the Facebook pretty much. Um, and then obviously if you open these guys, the ABP Ananda and all these things, the same guy Sumon, Sumon almost was dancing. um, so the whole sort of it started with the Obijit actually, Obijit Sarkar or Mondol, I guess. So Obijit sent like he was posting on Facebook some BJP Kurmi, BJP worker, that these guys are coming to kill me. So please save, because I don't know, like these guys are very violent and they are breaking into my house. They are basically breaking my door. And he did a Facebook live. And then the TMC basically goons, I mean, when you say TMC goon, it's a tautological expression. So let's call TMCs. So the TMC cadres, they break into his house. They broke into his house. They like brutally beat and kill this guy, and along with them, like this Obhijit was a very like he was a dog lover, and he had a dog who gave birth to, I think, 3 4 like little like kiddo doggies, um
Puppies.
and puppies. And I think they were like 5 day old. And so they first killed Ovijit. Probably the mom doggy actually could escape, but these little kids, these puppies, so these TMC goons, again, these TMC cadres, right? They took these puppies and they thrashed them like this, and then probably slit their throat or whatever. Killed those little 5 day old like puppies, 3 4 of them. Other than that, I mean, a lot of other things happened. Like at that time, over if you count the number, around 500 reported. 500 people, like Hindus, lost their lives. 3,000 were raped, more than 3,000, probably 3 to 5,000, and 1.5 to 2 lakh people had to flee their home. Biggest possible exodus in recent years. Um, and this was basically again a sort of Hindu genocide. I'm saying this because so there I am quoting from Pinky Boj, who was a polling agent of BJP, female, aged 34, resident of Joygram village, was Joygram. It is in North Chobbish Pargona of West Bengal, and she's the threat that she got was quote, जैसी तुम्हारी हिंदू देवी माँ काली नंगी है वैसे ही तुमको नंगा करेंगे, रेप करेंगे। जो तुम्हारे हिंदू भगवान हैं, जो तुम्हारे ठाकुर जय श्री राम और काली है, काली और राम की GAAND मारेंगे। ठीक है। um, so this was one account, and then open death and rape threats. to Hindus across Bengal, especially in villages. Because you see all these narratives, the violent narratives, Paramroto and Swastika, what they were peddling. I mean, in Kolkata, you have some sort of rule of law or whatever. You have some police, right? But in remote villages, you don't have any police. Yeah, like if a police want to reach a remote village, it will take 30 minutes to 1 hour, yeah, across West Bengal. So in those remote villages, actually, what happened was violence without any leash, any control. Okay, so open death and rape threats to Hindus across Bengal by the ruling Trinamool Congress party pre-poll formed the premise of what was to unfold as unprecedented post-poll violence shook the ethos of the state. So if you remember, before 2021, 2nd of May, BJP, TMC and under IPAC, I guess, they came with the slogan "Khela Hobe." Again, it is a very much genocidal slogan. Khela Hobe slogan was probably taken from Bangladesh, just like all other slogans, Mamati Manush, Joy Bangla. See, TMC has never come up with any original slogan. All their slogans are coming from Bangladesh. Okay, so Khela Hobe was another Bangladeshi genocidal slogan. I think it was the genocidal slogan or to inflict violence on the other party of Sheikh Hasina. Uh, what was her party? I forgot.
Awami
So
League.
Awami League. Jamatis actually used this slogan to, I think, perpetrate violence on Awami League. Um, so खेला होगे दे and the notion was very clear कि भाई इस बार आ गया ना तुम लोग खत्म कर देंगे. That was खेला होगे was a genocidal slogan. Everyone was talking about it कि ये लोग क्या बोलना चाह रहे हैं. ममता was like खेला होगे देख लेंगे ये कर देंगे बीजेपी करने वाला कोई नहीं रहेगा. Very clear intent, right? But I think these guys went to court even, the BJP people. Yeah, Vishwa Rogadani Divas Ghosito, right? This is a very famous actor who is now was planning to join BJP, like who said कि मेरा जो छोटा बच्चा है उसका शक्ल देख के मुझे ये सब करना पड़ा ये वो भाई बच्चे का शक्ल देख के तुम चोरी भी कर लो फिर कुछ भी बोल दो है ना. और
Yeah,
उस
so
टाइम पे
in that
2021 में तो उनका तो बच्चा भी नहीं हुआ था, 2025 में बच्चा हुआ. सो वो बच्चा क्या मतलब टाइम मशीन में जाके 2021 में पापा को बोल के आए थे. क्या मतलब कोई सेंस नहीं है इस बात का. तो खेला हो गए
okay,
ये लोग
Bijita,
ये सारे लोग. हाँ हाँ.
uh, just translate this tweet for the people who can read Bengali. So
Yeah, आज so the tweet is आज विश्व रोगड़ानी दिवस घोषित हो. So this guy got an FIR by the way, along with Swastika for this tweet and the thread. So Vishwa Rogadani was so let's announce World Thrashing Day. Like Rogadani is like some sort of genocidal thrashing, like thrashing that can lead to sort of humiliation and death kind of thing. And then Swastika is saying ha ha ha, oh ho ho, matlab let's do it, right? तो हाँ तो इसके बाद फिर वही हुआ बेसिकली. And so after that एक report मांगा गया. I remember Ognimitra Paul. Ognimitra Paul was still like in Facebook. She was trying to at least reach out to the people online and also to the BJP workers. Ognimitra Paul was actually active at that moment. All the other BJP workers. So Narendra Modi did not spare even a single tweet on this incident. नरेंद्र मोदी जस्ट गायब हो गया सीन से. सिमिलरली ये सारे लोग कैलाश विजयवर्गीय ये सारे जैसे गायब हो गए. उस टाइम पे सीन पे एक ही लोग जितना हम देख पा रहे थे एक ही बंदी एक्टिव थी जो अग्निमित्रा पॉल. एक ही वर्कर एक ही लीडर एक्टिव थी अग्निमित्रा पॉल. और फिर दिलीप घोष उनका भी कुछ नहीं मिल रहा था पता नहीं कहाँ गायब हो गए. उसके बाद तो दिलीप घोष का कुछ दिनों से वी डिस्टिंक्टली रिमेम्बर उनका बोलचाल भी अलग हो गया जैसे, because as if Dilip Ghosh accepted the defeat, and was psychologically defeated as well, and also was getting close to Mamta actually, for maybe some personal reason that are being quoted, uh, but the fact is, he was getting close to Mamta, to the extent we started thinking he will be joining TMC. So yeah, Ognimitra Pal was active. After a couple of days, this guy JP Nadda came to an AC room. I think the next day, 3rd of May. In the AC room, he was taking the oath कि इनको नहीं छोड़ेंगे, इसका इसका ये किया जाएगा, वट एवर, हिसाब लिया जाएगा इसको, इसके लिए लीगली चीज़ें किया जाएगा, बट हु केयर्स राइट, तब तक हिंसा और चल रहा था और बढ़ गया था. एंड इट वाज अ ब्लड बाथ एक्चुअली ऑन 2nd of May एंड 3rd of May. 5th या उस टाइम पे आई थिंक ये सब ग्रुप ऑफ इंटेलेक्चुअल एंड एकेडमिशियंस GIA ये लोग आए थे. नहीं तो কলম্বোতে বাংলাদেশ ডিপ স্টেটের মিলিতভাবে কালার রেভলিউশন ঘটে. Okay, if you have, so Masood, if you have any proof of this, what you are saying, can you please forward us to Bhupenda or to me? It will be immensely useful to incriminate this bastard, Parambrata Chatterjee. Okay, please forward it if you have any proof. We are going to take appropriate measures. Anyway, so as per this GIA report, as per this GIA, Subhendu was active. I remember Subhendu was trying to. Subhendu still had that fire in his voice, um, but all other people we could not even find कि क्या चल रहा है. एनीवे तो फिर कुछ दिन बाद ये GIA वाले आए, ग्रुप ऑफ इंटेलेक्चुअल एंड एकेडमिशियंस. उन्होंने कुछ रिपोर्ट भी बनाए थे. एंड फिर victims in the, so basically they got a like a generic sort of pattern कि ये लोग कर क्या रहे थे. इसका एक बहुत जेनेरिक पैटर्न दिख गया था, और वो पैटर्न ये था कि ये जो जेनोसाइडल वायलेंस हो रहा था, ये चिल्ड्रन पे भी हो रहा था, चिल्ड्रन को भी बख्शा नहीं जा रहा था, कुछ कुछ जगह कन्वर्शन किया गया था जिहादियों के द्वारा. एंड देन सो victims were compelled to leave their homes and return only if the following out of like out of the three conditions were satisfied. Point one, paying money, anything between 10,000 to lakhs of rupees. Point two, send the females of the house to the TMC and jihadi elements for them to rape. कि घर की किसी लड़की को जिहादी और TMC वालों के पास भेज दो. और पॉइंट सी, जॉइन TMC. ठीक है, दिस इज, it is uncanny how these conditions which were laid out to the right-wing groups in post-poll Bengal by the members of TMC committee are so similar to the slogan Raliv Galiv Jalif, raised during the mass-scale exodus and genocide of Kashmiri Hindus in 1990. This indicates a similarity in approach of the left-wing and the Islamist terrorist organizations to induce public coercion through violence and assault. Um, Again, despite the large-scale social media reporting and uproar, police officials refused to register the majority of the FIRs on the assailants or take active step to protect the victims. So उल्टा FIR हो रहा था, जिनको मारा जा रहा था या फिर जिनके घर उजाड़े जा रहे थे, उन्हीं पे FIR हो रहा था. This reflects the deep-rooted connivance in a system where the state and a democratic party work in cahoots to exterminate Hindus from their own land. Within a few days, with the silent consent of the police, Bengal became a revenge rape capital. Monica Arora.
Vijinda,
Mhm.
yeah, we have a comment here. If you would like to reply to this.
Ironically, the state which we call capital of intellectual and creative artists and land of scholars, suddenly one election result made them saffron radical, illiterate, and retards.
You are able to read it?
No, I read it. I get the context, but I think I don't get. So I think what Purushottam actually want to say is that okay, it is Kolkata is the land of intellectual and creative people. See, Kolkata is. Let's accept it. Okay, in the last 15 to 20 years, we really don't know of any intellectual Bengali intellectual coming out of Kolkata who could have such like a big impact in the intellectual sort of capacity and the collective voice in India or across the globe. Okay, like there is no intellectual. हेलो
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
बीच में कट गया था क्या कॉल आ गया था मेरा एक
Yes, yes, yes. The audio was lost.
okay because of a call anyway so the point is that in the last 15 20 years there is like name me one intellectual with that stature okay of let's say Tagore or Satyendranath Bose or Subhas Bose or of that stature you won't find any actually uh, so yeah so I'm getting the call. So Bhupender, you continue.
Hmm.
I'll rejoin. I have to take this
Okay,
call
okay, okay.
actually.
No, no issue, no issue.
Give me 2 minutes.
Okay, so okay, Purushottam is saying that I am saying that some people labeled Bengalis as radicals after BJP won. So I am saying when these lefties don't have anything, so say blame. Yes, actually, it's a very complicated. The history of Bengal is very complicated. Uh, so I think, and because of leftist propaganda and leftist control over narrative, okay, the real history, the real character, okay, the people, the real intellectuals of Bengal have never been discussed. So I think for the first time after independence, we can say that Shubhendu Adhikari, the honorable CM of West Bengal, has actually, I think he went to Delhi and gave the Anandomat book to a very important leader. So the culture of Bengal is Hindutva. Okay. So in terms of the Hindu Tattva, so Hindutva means Hindu Tattva. So the Hindu Tattva was given to Bharatvarsh from Bengal via Bokim Chandra, via Bande Matra. So it will take a lot of time. Okay. From our end also, we are working on few maybe say a kind of documentary style, some videos that we are working on. It will take some time, but we are trying to actually uncover the historic personalities, the incidents, what happened, how it happened. Maybe 100 years of history would be compressed into few series, few talks, discussions, book readings. So hopefully that will enlighten a lot of people. So we'll try to do it in Hindi, English, and also in Bengali as well. So but yeah, it's a very complicated history because of almost we can say 100 years of misinformation appropriation by various groups at various times. Okay, this is interesting. How to prevent May 21 situation in future at all? Okay, that's a very important question. So what you see today, correct? So when on 4th of May, when BJP won the elections, the first thing which came out from the BJP leadership in West Bengal was that there will not be any political, any retributions. Okay, there won't be any retribution in terms of to TMC workers, and And what we see was that even when the TMC lost the elections, they were still doing the same thing, like in Howrah, which is a suburb of Kolkata, just other side of the Hooghly River. So you had yes, Vijay. So I'm answering this question. So we can just finish
How
this
to
part.
prevent the May 2021 situation in future, if at all? First of
Hmm.
all, decimate TMC. Okay, finish it. There should not be any trace of such party, TMC or Communist Party of India, because these are our, like recently Mamta Banerjee gave a call. We have to make alliance with the Otibam. What is Otibam? Extreme left. Who is extreme left? Maoist. The very power that Amit Shah want to actually finish, right? Want to basically wipe out from this land. So, matlab, till the point this sort of TMC is there, uh, this is never going to stop, because TMC does not have any ideology other than violence. I mean, people ask, ki, Are, what ideology TMC? And TMC definitely has got some ideology. It is the ideology of violence. Okay. And obviously the lumpenism, which is that the state-sponsored lumpenism. It's like if you're lumpen, if you can create that sort of hawa, if you can do the dhomkano, if you can sort of give threats to common man, then the police will be with you and the state run by TMC will be with you. Okay, so all those people who know how to give threats, how to sort of encourage a threat culture, how to do the, how to steal, all these people, right, who has, जिनका दिमाग थोड़ा अलग से चलता है, जिनका दिमाग लॉ को नहीं समझ पाता है, उनके साथ टीएमसी फिर हाथ बढ़ा देता है और उसके पीछे पुलिस को खड़ा कर देता है. So you have to completely decimate TMC, right? TMC, is a gali. I mean, and it actually it is very justified in that, from that perspective. Second point, the Calcuttan so-called Buddhijivi, the intelligentsia or whatever sampradaya. Um, so you have to understand that the Buddhijivi sampradaya, Buddhijivi community in Kolkata, they have a big market in Bangladesh. So most of them are actually sold out to the jihadis. So the law and order of West Bengal state has to be very strict and have to deal with these lumpen Buddhijivis with iron hand. I'm sorry, I have to say this, but there is no other way to sort of there is no way around it. You have to take like proper measure to curb on the shaitani of these Buddhijivis. Okay,
Vijit,
these are I think.
how
Huh?
yeah, how much money you and I being paid? She's asking. So can you tell tell how much money you
Vini-
have been paid to?
So, Vinita ji, Vinita, well, I hope you are still listening to me. So, I come from a village called Bhutsohar, which is at the confluence of two rivers, Gondeshwari and Darokeshwar. Now, by my village, there is another village called Onda. Now, Onda is a village in which, in 2021, there are two boys of my age. Two boys of my age. One used to be a cowherd, like a cowboy, and another used to sell milk. These two guys actually, got murdered, and so their throats got slit by TMC and then hanged from a tree. Okay. So I don't know. I mean, you seem like a very old woman, but I don't know which part of India you are from. But if you have even a slight bit of remorse or a trace of humanity, an iota of humanity left in your cranium, okay, you will be ashamed before calling me a person who is being paid by BJP. Okay, I am a Hindu and I'm a proud Hindu. And if BJP goes ever against the Hindutva, I will be the first person to raise my voice. I raise my voice against casteism. I raise my voice against superstitions. I raise my voice against any sort of abuse of law. And I am in finance, by the way, doing a great job. And my salary is getting exponentially increased every year. So I don't need to be a stooge of anyone. And forget about money. If you strip me naked and leave me on the street, I will still talk like a king with this much voice. Okay? You don't know me, so please don't judge my character. But uska photo lao yaar. I think she is aged, but I want to actually thrash her for a while. Yeah, from your own, like, I don't know, who are you, Vinita Val? How much is your legacy in this world? How much sold out you are to these lumpen parties like TMC? But let me tell you one clear thing. It is because of people like you that India is still colonized mentally. And India has so much caste and creed and differences which are and fault lines which are being cleverly exploited by people like you, obviously, your family, and by parties like TMC or Indian National Congress. Okay, whatever I'm saying as references, I'm a PhD, I'm a doctorate. I don't say anything which does not have a reference. So shame on you, Vinita Val. Shame on you that you exist in this country and you don't have any love for the country and Hindus, its native communities, native traditions and cultures. Rather, you have love for people like parties like TMC who want to destroy Hindus, who allies with people like this Stalin, who openly has given a call to dismantle Hindutva, kill the Hindutva, kill Hindus. Dismantling Hindutva is a genocidal call, you should know. It comes under the 1946 or 48 Article 2, Article 1, 2, 3 of Genocide Prevention Convention. So you are the one who is supporting the killing of Hindus, the Hindu genocide in the land of Hindus. So shame on you, you ignorant bastard. Fuck you, man.
Yeah, Vijit. Yeah, you continue. Then if I get some comments, I will update.
Sure. So yeah. So basically, as we said, the TMC gave three conditions. One is paying money, anything between 10,000 to lakhs of rupees. Send the females of the house to the TMC and jihadi elements for them to rape. And third point was join TMC. And this is very close to Raliv Galiv Chaliv, the slogan that was raised in Kashmir to basically, I mean, the slogan that led to the mass scale exodus of Kashmiri Hindus in 1990. And obviously, this indicates a similarity in approach of the left wing and Islamist terrorist organizations to induce public coercion through violence and assault. Despite the large scale social media reporting and uproar, police officials refused to register the FIRs. And instead, they started doing FIR against the victims, okay, whose woman got raped, who had to flee. They were at the gunpoint. Within a few days, with the silent consent of the police, Bengal became a revenge rape capital. Can you hear, Mr. Bell? Monica Arora, advocate, Supreme Court of India, commented on this naked dance of anarchy. Quote, we have over 100 statements, and all these statements relate with the fact that it was targeted violence by TMC and jihadi elements against BJP, RSS, booth level workers, scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, women, and most marginalized sections. The method adopted was, quote, khela hobe, where the entire mob used to start from one place, throwing bombs, vandalizing, and looting the houses, attacking the men with sharp weapons, dandas, and iron rods, sexually assaulting and raping the women. There have been a thousand of stories of women stripped and paraded naked, नंगा करके मार्च करवाया गया था हिंदू लड़कियों को, raped brutally and murdered. Pratima Das, a Hindu woman of Purbo Bardhaman, East Bardhaman, reveals, quote, TMC goons stormed into my house to punish me and beat me up with dandas and their bare fists. They tore my sari, my blouse, and assaulted my breasts with a knife multiple times. They kept touching my private parts. Unquote. The National Human Rights Commission, too, presented a report which termed the post poll state in Bengal as a manifestation of the law of a ruler rather than the rule of law. So, the National Human Rights Commission commented that in Bengal there is no rule of law. What is running there is the law of the ruler. Of the total 1934 complaints received across the state, FIRs were only registered for 1168. Of the 9,304 named in the FIRs, only 1,345 were arrested, with 1,086 already given bail, resulting in only 2.88% of the accused being arrested. Above 97% of the accused roam around free, untouched, even now. The number is even bigger even than 97% right now. So this is the post-poll violence that happened since 2nd of May 2021. And here is this intellectual like Paramroto, with whose tweet actually this process was initiated. This was such painful state-sponsored violence. Also, apathy of intelligence was most painful. Yes, this insensitive apathy was shaken by Arjikor incident. The same intellectual people, the same buddhijeevis, they started like doing politics. What to say, what not to say, whom to incriminate, किसको अंदर जाने देना है, प्रोटेस्ट के अंदर आने देना है, किसको नहीं आना है. आरजी को इंसिडेंट का जो अभया जो लड़की है उसके मॉम को कहा गया ये गद्दार है, बेईमान है, क्योंकि बीजेपी के लिए ये प्रार्थी बन रही है. शी कॉन्टेस्टेड एंड शी वोन फ्रॉम पानीहटी. और ये जो कम्युनिस्ट लोग हैं ये बोले थे, इनको गद्दार बोले थे, इनके लिए गाना बनाए थे कि ये गद्दार है. How much case of most horrific never recorded even by authorities or media? Then what makes this Kolkata Bengal is safe for a moment? Who is saying? Who is saying ki? Who is claiming Kolkata is safe for a moment? Who is claiming that?
Yeah,
It is
yeah, I think,
still in a very vulnerable state. We have to.
yeah, Vijita.
We have. Uh-huh.
So, like, there are reports, correct? Reports are released every year by, I don't know which government authority, and they would mention Kolkata being the safest place, safest city in India. So, and people are very proud of that. So that's
कोलकाता
what.
वाले खुद बोलते हैं कि भाई 8 बजे के बाद मतलब पार्टी कर रहे हो तो 8 बजे के बाद घर आ जाना. बॉम्बे में नहीं होता, कहीं नहीं होता, कहीं नहीं होता. The last brutal incident that I heard was from Hyderabad actually in 2019 December. एक रेप कांड हुआ था जहाँ उनको लड़की को फिर इससे यहाँ से उठाया गया था. वो जो हाईवे का एक टोल टोल है ना वहाँ के सामने से उठाया गया था. लेकिन उन दोनों को आई थिंक 2 या 3 बंदों ने उठाया थे. उन 2 या 3 लोगों को बिल्कुल एनकाउंटर कर दिया गया. कोई पॉलिटिक्स ही नहीं हुआ इस मामले में. हैदराबाद में डायरेक्ट एनकाउंटर हो 2 दिन के अंदर. यहाँ पे कोलकाता में इन बुद्धिजीवियों ने कितने लड़कियों का रेप करवाया. और गंदी गंदी बातें. I don't know how many of you are Bengali here and understand Bengali. So there is this guy Chondril Bhattacharya, right? Very intellectual, funny intellectual, fun Chondril Bhattacharya, right? Writes such comedic script and particularly known for his very like funny sort of discourse and speeches. Chondril Bhattacharya, in a very cunning way, he has justified all the sort of like उससे क्या लुच्चापंती जो होता है ना टीएमसी नेताओं का उसको सपोर्ट करना. ये जब so in and along with Ananda Bazar Putrika, we must say this. So all these TMC leaders, other than having one wife, they used to have like multiple girlfriends. I don't know, barmaids, and all these sort of weird sort of women around them, right? Obviously, girls from the Tollywood and all this whole thing was happening. And on top of that, I mean, obviously these are luchapanti. These ministers, they were very like unhealthy. You know, like these were diabetic people about to die, and they are having like girls half their age to just whatever please them, and as girlfriends. And the education minister Partha Chattopadhyay, other than wife, he had this Opa, right? Opa as girlfriend, for whom he made a some another house in Shantiniketan. Shantiniketan is known for Kobi Guru Rabindranath Thakur and his work, right? Now, around that spiritual, pious place, all these TMC leaders used to take their girlfriends, apparently. So, and all these things, so that it doesn't look, I don't know, like illegal or illogical or unethical in the eyes of Aam Admi of Aam Bengali. This Chondril or Anandabazar Putrika used to serve this news with a fun sort of quotient, you know, like what do you call it? Like as a चुटकी खबर क्या बोलते हैं उसे? Um, like 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 it was some page three news, you know, like
Yeah, page 3 news.
yeah, like अगर कोई मिनिस्टर का दो तीन गर्लफ्रेंड निकला तो उसको उसके लिए पोएट्री लिख देंगे एक न्यूज़पेपर में, या फिर एक with the news will be served कि फिर रविंद्रनाथ या कोई दूसरे कोई ऑथर को ले आएंगे, उसका भी तो चार गर्लफ्रेंड थी उसकी. इस तरह से न्यूज को डिस्टॉर्ट करना. ये जो चंद्रिल भट्टाचार्य मैं जो बोल रहा था, चंद्रिल भट्टाचार्य used to come to this ABP Anand and elsewhere, and he used to speak what? Why do we do marriage? For sex. বিয়ে আসলে সেক্স করার একটা loop, right? That's what he said actually. See, people are greedy about sex, that's why they are doing marriage. Now, if I'm not funny, I'm not as funny as Chandril. I can ask like, okay, Chandril, when you are coming back from office, so can I assume to see your wife in a very specific way walking around when you knock on the door? Because you want only one thing, na, from the marriage. Like, isn't it insulting from for his own wife? But this sort of pastry, sort of diluted culture was being served in newspapers, news channels, through poetries, through funny poetries, right? Yes, like Chondril একটা movie direct করেছে, it will make your ear bleed. And this sort of shallowness in everything, and just to make it like to make it so intellectual, they will serve it with some song, with some poetry. They will distort the meaning of some poetry coming from Rabindranath, right? Like যে তোরে পাগল বলে তাকে বলিস না কিছু, मतलब If I have like 4 5 girlfriend, maybe the world is judging me, but I am a mad, but like yeah, all good intellectual people are mad. That kind of vibe they created. That hey, मैं थोड़ा हटके हूँ, right वाला जो feeling है. सो ये जो एक लुम्पेन वाला जो एक कल्चर टीएमसी और ये सब इंटेलेक्चुअल ने क्रिएट किया था और क्रिएट किया है, अभी भी है. इन इफ यू गो टू द इवन अगेन इन द विलेजेस, राइट, यू विल सी अ रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ दिस कल्चर, जहाँ पे एक तो जितने भी टीचर है, लास्ट आई थिंक 10 15 सालों से तो इतना ढंग का रिक्रूटमेंट हुआ नहीं है, तो सारे जो लोफर्स है वो टीचर बन गया है. एवरी टीएमसी लोफर इज अ टीचर नाउ इफ दे हैव अ जॉब. ओके, और तो लोफर टीचर बन गया है. और जो दूसरा सेक्शन ऑफ जो जितने लोफर बच गए हैं जो टीचर भी नहीं बन पाए, वो गुंडा बन गया. और फिर अपना एक वॉट एवर लाइक 4 माला का 5 माला का बिल्डिंग बना के 6 गाड़ी गांव में दिखता है कि एक गुंडा है हमारे गांव में, 6 कार है उसके पास, 4 माले का बिल्डिंग है. एंड दिस गाय मॉक्स कि तुम लोगों ने पढ़ाई करके क्या किया. Okay, so this is the culture that TMC and this whole intellectual class from Kolkata they have created. The daily soaps में एक बंदा है, उसका एक शादी है, दूसरा शादी उसका करके रखा है लेकिन किसी को नहीं पता है, तीसरा एक लड़की के साथ अफेयर चल रहा है. इवन डेली सोप इतना घटिया हो गया है बंगाल में, और उससे छोटे छोटे विलेजेस में फर्क पड़ता है. They think these things are justified because the rich people in Kolkata are doing it, and apparently they are the lighthouse of morality, right? And like these are the most ethical, intellectual people because they are intellectual. तो इस तरह का घटियापंथी जो टीएमसी लाया है, और जिसको ये बैल जी सपोर्ट करते हैं, तो तो वो बंगाल को मतलब आई डोंट नो हाउ टू रिकवर फ्रॉम इट. मतलब यू हैव टू like they attacked the very framework of Bengal in these last 15 years. और वहां से निकलने के लिए ऑब्वियसली मतलब हर एक चीजों पे जो जो किया है वो रिवर्स करना पड़ेगा. इट इज दैट डिफिकल्ट.
Yes, Bijidda, uh, I think Masood has sent some details. So what we will do is we are going to like collect all the other
Yeah,
details and do
probably
a
not now, but yeah,
separate show.
we'll judge it
Huh.
and we'll check it and
Yeah, we will check it and we
do
will
something.
make a separate discussion on this. So that would be better because
Sure.
there are a lot of things are there.
Separate discussion, and
So
I'll forward it to people who can do something about it.
yes, so apart from that, okay, we had a few questions. Let's take those questions now. It's almost an hour. Uh, okay, so how to fix it? We have already talked about how to fix this issue. I think we had already
Is the
discussed
problem
this.
not Bengali people itself? If this only happens in Bengal on this scale, yeah. I mean, Bengali people and specifically the people who are deciding the ethical framework of Bengal. So to say, these intellectuals and all these people, right? Who are actually who have promoted ki jo Mamata Banerjee ki hamba hamba bumba bumba gamba gamba poetry is as great as Rabindranath Tagore's poetry, like hamba hamba gamba gamba. These intellectuals actually supported these kind of poetries. कि बच्चा जिस जन्य तो it is good for children these kind of poetries. হাম্বা হাম্বা মদন করে গাম্বা, সামওয়ান করে বুম্বা, আমি তোরে ডাকি রাম্বা. Like this kind of poetry. Mamta Banerjee can paint also. So she
I
painted
think I think
for money.
I think she tried to emulate Shukanto Mojumdar.
Sukant Mojumdar, really?
Yeah,
I don't
that
know.
Hajiro Bolo was there, na? That famous, I think,
Sukumar
grandfather
Rai.
of Satyajit Ray. Sorry, Sukumar Rai. Yeah, Sukumar Rai. So she tried to copy from his books. Yeah,
He did
so we have
something.
one more comment from regarding Kalidas Boido podcast. we are doing some research, so it takes time to do. So like just wait for it when we
Yeah, let me
do
let
some
me
research, some reading
read
material.
one great poem of
Yeah.
this PC, Choti PC, Mamta. এপাং ওপাং ঝপাং আমরা সবাই ড্যাং ড্যাং চলো দেখি কোলা ব্যাং প্রজাতির আছে কি ঠ্যাং এপাং ওপাং ঝপাং সুর ধরেছে পটাং ব্যাং ডাকে গ্যাং গ্যাং হাতির কত বড় ঠ্যাং এপাং ওপাং ঝপাং পড়ে গিয়ে পটাং Yeah, I don't know what is the next line. These so all these Bengali intellectuals in Kolkata, for them, this poetry is as great as Tagore's poetry.
uh,
Okay.
we have a very good suggestion from one of our subscribers, that she should go to like she should go to rocket science, and then she can fly to Mars. I think it's
No,
a
no,
good
no.
suggestion.
It's just no, no. I mean, let's say it straight out. She cannot do it. Like Bengali लोग सीधा बात करना भूल गया है. Let's speak it straight. She cannot do rocket science. Okay, she cannot do poetry. She cannot do politics. She cannot do painting. She is good for fucking nothing. Okay, don't expect anything from her. Like not even in a joke we can say. Okay, so another poem. Okay, Hamba. The name of the poem is Hamba. Hamba. Hare karo komba. Guru dake hamba. Gorjon kore omba. Ma daken bumba. Hare karo komba. Dobba dobba robba. Hurur kore hamba. Toba toba abba. Okay. Another poem. These are as classy as Tagore's poetry, by the way, as per Parambrata Chatterjee and Subha Prasanna Mojumdar. Next poem. Thank you. কেমন আছো? Thank you. অভিনন্দন, thank you. মা কোথায়? ঘেউ ঘেউ। মানেটা কি? সাথে ফেও। ভর্তি হয়েছো? কলেজে কিউ। ফর্ম তুলেছো? ফর্মটা ডিউ। ধন্যবাদ, সি ইউ। সাথে কে? বন্ধু পিউ। ভালো থেকো, বাই বাই। হরে কৃষ্ণ, হ্যালো হাই। Okay, so these are
Okay,
a few.
this is a very interesting question we got. Let me see. Yeah, this is the question. Culture is never in danger, believe me. It is the civilization identity which is in danger. Leftists attack identity, not culture. Mm, we must know it. So I think it's a very interesting
Okay, so
point
so
given raise.
let me clear it out. Civilizational identity, leftism, culture, ये बहुत बड़ी बड़ी बातें कर रहे हैं आप. TMC doesn't know all these things. ओके, सो एक एग्जांपल देते हैं. ये कॉलेज स्ट्रीट कोलकाता नीराजन ने भी ये बातें उठाया था एक्चुअली. जो बात ये है कि like what is the ideology of TMC if I want to sort of sketch it out. Obviously lumpen ये तो है, but if I want to understand in the political spectrum की leftist, rightist, ये TMC बैठता किधर है? So in the Tollywood industry, Tollywood means the Bengali movie industry. In the Bengali movie industry, there are a lot of sort of technicians who get money for doing nothing. So, for example, with the sort of modernization of technology, there are a lot of technician. For example, पहले एक होता था मूवी में एक फोटो स्टिल फोटोग्राफर रहता था जो हर एक क्रूशियल मोमेंट का स्टिल फोटोग्राफी करके रखता था. ठीक है, ताकि क्यों? क्योंकि मान लीजिए मैं एक सीन में आई डोंट नो लेफ्ट साइड कुछ पहना, तो वो किधर पहना हुआ है तो वो देखने के लिए तो आप बिल्कुल ही वो क्या बोलते हैं वो, रील पे तो नहीं जाएंगे देखने, ये रील को फिर वट एवर उसको फिर डेवलप करना पड़ता था, वहां से देखना पड़ता था, हमेशा पॉसिबल नहीं था। तो उसके लिए स्टील फोटोग्राफर था एक, जो दिखा देता था कि देखिए उस सीन में ये हुआ था, दीज वर द कॉस्ट्यूम्स, पोजिशंस ऑफ डिफरेंट थिंग्स एंड सीन्स एंड एवरीथिंग, राइट ना। अभी क्योंकि जब ये डिजिटल एज में, वो तो बिल्कुल ही एक एक काम है जो जिसका कोई रिलीवेंस नहीं रहा। लेकिन टॉलीवुड में, मतलब अपना टालीगंज का जो बंगाली मूवी इंडस्ट्री है, तब भी एक टेक्नीशियन, एक स्टिल फोटोग्राफर रखा जाता है, जो बेसिकली उसका बीड़ी पीने के अलावा और कुछ काम नहीं होता है ना। ये उस टाइम में आ गया था, मतलब जब कम्युनिज्म चल रहा था, जब लाइक बिफोर 2011, ये जॉब तब तक हो चुका था एक्सटिंक्ट। बट जो कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी ऑफ इंडिया, सीपीएम वाले, उसको जॉब पे इसलिए रखते थे ये बोल के कि दिस गाय इज रिप्रेजेंटिंग द प्रोलेटारियत, कि एक बहुत ही गरीब एक समाज को रिप्रेजेंट करता है, जो जो ये अपना कैपिटलिज्म का शिकार है, और मार्किन जो जो अमेरिकन जो अपना इंपीरियलिज्म है उसका शिकार है। तो इसको, इसका जॉब नहीं जा सकता, तो ये आके बीड़ी पिएगा, कुछ नहीं करेगा, बट ये पैसा लेके घर जाएगा। ना ये बोलने के लिए कि ये एक प्रोलेटरियत है, ये बोलने के लिए एटलीस्ट जो जो कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी ऑफ इंडिया, उनके पास एटलीस्ट एक स्टोरी था, एक नैरेटिव था। टीएमसी यहाँ पे, दे डोंट केयर अबाउट दिस। फॉर टीएमसी ये एक बंदा है जो इनके लिए गुंडागर्दी कर सकता है, या फिर जो जो एक मूवी इंडस्ट्री में जितने भी एजुकेटेड लोग हैं, ठीक ठाक ढंग से काम कर रहे हैं, उनके ऊपर निगरानी रख सकता है ये बंदा। ठीक है, दिस बंदा इज डूइंग नथिंग, टीएमसी नोज एंड टीएमसी सेज ही इज डूइंग नथिंग, फिर भी वहां रहेगा क्योंकि वो टीएमसी का कैडर है यहाँ पे। और फिर बुर्जुआ प्रोलेटारिएट ये वाला जो लेफ्टिस्ट अपना एक कहानी बनाता है टू क्रिएट क्लास कॉन्फ्लिक्ट, या फिर टू क्रिएट वर्टिकल स्प्लिट इन द सोसाइटी, टीएमसी बोलता है, टीएमसी एक्नोलेज इट कि भाई ये जो एब इनिशियो पोजीशन हमारे ये है कि सोसाइटी में कॉन्फ्लिक्ट है, इसके लिए स्टोरी की जरूरत नहीं है, और वो बंदा मेरा कैडर है, वहां बैठा रहेगा, सीधी सी बात है। यहाँ पे ये कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी और टीएमसी यहाँ पे अलग हो जाता है। ठीक है, आई कैन गो ऑन अलोंग दिस लाइन, बट ये सब जो आप बोल रहे हो, सिविलाइजेशनल आइडेंटिटी, ये दे डोंट नीड एनी स्टोरी, एनी नैरेटिव, दे डोंट नीड इट ठीक है, लेफ्टिस्ट चीज से लड़ रहे हैं कि अरे एक हिंदू सिविलाइजेशनल आइडेंटिटी ग्रो हो रहा है, उसके खिलाफ हमें लड़ना है, क्योंकि द रियल स्ट्रगल इज यूनिवर्सल एंड इट इज द स्ट्रगल ऑफ क्लासेस एंड नॉट civilizations. On universal point, India is unfinished project of doing out of left. One is China, who is communist, other is India. Yes. So, as per the, I don't know if you are actually indicating towards the Adhikari thesis. So, Communist Party of India in 1940s, one member was named Gangadhar Adhikari. Ganga, Gangadhar Adhikari, in his thesis, he hypothesized that other than the East and West Pakistan, uh, like even if you just uh, like cut them away, right? Just this India, the existing, currently existing India, it is not a single nation, single country, but there are 18 other countries that reside inside India. And in order to bring equality and all these whatever Marxist dreams on this land, you have to fragmentize and dismantle and break India apart into 18 different countries. So for Communist Party of India, Muslim nation is a monolith nation. Hindu nation cannot be a monolithic nation. Okay, so and Communist Party of India has yet not like recanted, or they have not sort of taken back the Gangadhar thesis, Gangadhar Adhikari thesis, which means they still believe India is not a single country, but it is a amalgamation, whatever, of 18 states other than the two Pakistans.
Okay, so we'll take this last comment from our friend in Bangladesh. So he says, okay, let me read it in Bangla, then he will turn it into English. He says, আমরা বাংলাদেশের হিন্দুরা সহ করছি জাস্ট হিন্দু হওয়ার কারণে আপনারা এই টিএমসির নতুন কনভার্টেড নও মুসলমানদের সুযোগ দেবেন না এরা নামে হিন্দু কিন্তু আমাদের নরসংহারে অংশ নেয়
Exactly.
so just you translate it into Hindi or English so that people can understand.
So Masood is saying, Masood is Bangladeshi Hindu. He is saying, we, the Bangladeshi Hindus, we have been suffering so much only because of our Hindu identity, and he is requesting us that we should not give any chance to these neo-converted non-Muslims of TMCs. Like we should not, like BJP should not take them into their own fold because they are Hindu only in their name, but they are active accomplice when it comes to Hindu genocide in the Indian subcontinent. This is a very deep statement, and you saw that all these like intellectuals and leftists and all these people, like the same people who gave the call for Hindu genocide within West Bengal, like Parambrata Chatterjee, um, these people, they won't say a single word when Dipu Das was burnt alive for no reason, not for no reason, for being Hindu. So he was charged with blasphemy because he was actually doing great work and he was being promoted inside in the company. So other fellow Muslims, they got actually very jealous of him. So they incriminated him of doing blasphemy against Islam and burned him alive. और जब ये दीपू दास का एक ऐसा हत्याकांड होता है बांग्लादेश में, या फिर जब हांसखाली में जो हुआ था, हांसखाली में आपको आरजीकर तो पता ही है कि ऑन ड्यूटी एक डॉक्टर को मतलब गैंग रेप करके उसका कमर वमर यहाँ का हड्डी वड्डी तोड़ के मार दिया गया था. पुलिस जो आई थिंक डीजी आईजी लेवल का जो आईपीएस ऑफिसर्स है, उन्होंने ये क्राइम सीन को उन पे तोड़फाड़ किया था. उसको उसमें इसमें जितने भी एविडेंसेस है उसको नष्ट किया था. कोलकाता के थोड़े बाहर से या कोलकाता से ही उस जिहादियों को या टीएमसी गुंडे को लाके वही जो क्राइम सीन है, क्राइम स्पॉट है, वहां पे उनको खुला छूट दे दिया, तुम जाके कुछ भी कर लो, यहाँ पे दंगा फसाद करो, ताकि एविडेंस पूरा खत्म हो जाए. और अभया के वो आरजी कौर से उसको उठा के डायरेक्टली इलेक्ट्रिक चुल्ली में डाल दिया शमशान में, ताकि उसका बॉडी डायरेक्टली जला दिया जाए. मॉम वॉम घर के फैमिली मेंबर की किसी को भी देखने का भी मौका नहीं दिया गया. ठीक है, एक ऑन ड्यूटी डॉक्टर जिसको पढ़ा लिखा के उसकी मॉम दिखता है कि दे आर नॉट फ्रॉम ए वेरी वेल ऑफ फैमिली, स्ट्रगल करके एक लड़की को डॉक्टर बनाया था, उसके साथ ये कर दिया. हांसखाली का जो रेप कांड है, हांसखाली में आई थिंक एक शेड्यूल्ड ट्राइब की एक लड़की थी जिसको कुछ आता नहीं है, राइट. सिंपल फैमिली, सिंपल वुमन, जिनको कुछ पता नहीं है यार ये सब चलता क्या है, रिलीजन क्या है, इतना ज्यादा ये सब पता भी नहीं है कि मजहब क्या होता है. उसको पहले ये रेप किया गया और गैंग रेप किया गया शायद, और फिर जो घर था उससे 35 मीटर दूर एक जगह पे फिर आई थिंक पुलिस आया या फिर कोई तो गुंडे आए थे, पुलिस आए थे शायद, जिंदा थी लड़की. उसको एक बैम्बू स्टिक था, उस पे जैसे सुअरों को लटकाते हैं ना, ऐसे हाथ और पैर बांध के सुअरों की तरह लटकाया, उधर ले गया और शायद डोंट कोट मी ऑन दिस अगेन, जिंदा जला दिया. इट इज एलिजेडली शी वाज बर्न्ड अलाइव. हांसखाली का जो कांड हुआ था, ये हिंदुओं के साथ ही क्यों होता है बार बार. मोदी झापी हिंदुओं के साथ ही क्यों होता है? दीपू दास हिंदुओं के साथ ही क्यों होता है? क्योंकि कुछ हिंदू होता है, कुछ ऐसे इंटेलेक्चुअल बन के फिरते हैं जो पैलेस्टाइन में कोई बच्चा कहीं मरा होगा उसके लिए तो कैलकाटा के सड़कों पे आ जाएगा, लेकिन दीपू दास या हंसखाली का या फिर आरजी कौर, और आरजी कौर जब ब्लोन आउट ऑफ प्रोपोर्शन, तब इन्होंने एक पॉलिटिक्स खेला अच्छा सा कि ये जो मूवमेंट है इसको पॉलिटिकल नहीं होने देंगे, ये नहीं हो जाए। भाई तुम लोग खुद पॉलिटिकल हो भाई, 21 जुलाई के मंच पे जाते हो ममता का चरण वंदना करने, चोटी चाटा बुद्धिजीवी सब, उसका चप्पल चाटने जाते हो 21 जुलाई को, और तुम लोग पॉलिटिकल नहीं हो, जो प्रोटेस्ट करने आ रहा है वो पॉलिटिकल होगा।
Okay, so Vijitda, I think we have taken all the comments which were I had bookmarked. So
Stood with the victims of Sandesh Khalid in the RG Court, South Kolkata Law College case could have. No, 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 no. I don't agree with this. I do not agree with this because you see, Kolkata is the capital and it is like the center of this whole feudalistic structure. I say this. There's a feudalism that is going on in Bengal. ठीक है, गांव वाँव से, छोटे मोटे शहरों से उनका खून चूस के कोलकाता को बनाया जाता है। सो ये जो रेप कांड है, संदेश खाली का जो रेप कांड है, उतना हवा भी नहीं मिला। कोलकाता के लोग डोंट गिव अ डैम अबाउट संदेश खाली रेप कांड। हंस खाली का जो रेप कांड है उस पर दे डोंट गिव अ डैम। हाउ मेनी कोलकाता गिटार चल बजाने वाला बुद्धिजीवी जो हमारे एज का या हमसे छोटे जो 21-22 साल के लोग हैं, हाउ मच डू दे गिव ऑन द हंस खाली रेप कांड? हाउ मच डू दे नो? ये जब जंगल मोहन को जो अशांत किया, जब चोटी बीसी ने, कितने लोगों को मारा गया, कितने लोगों को, मतलब हमारे एरिया को के लोग पुलिस थे, हमारे एरिया के लोग माओइस्ट थे, कुछ ऐसे लोग थे जिनको माओइस्ट डिक्लेयर कर दिया गया, जबकि काफी सारे ये चोटी चटा के पार्टी के लोग हैं जो रियल माओइस्ट थे वो टीएमसी बन गए। और ये जो पूरा जो जंगल महल में जो ये कांड हुआ ये सारा, how many kids in Kolkata know about this mess that was created by Choti Bishi? How many know of that massacre in Jungle Mahal, the genocide in Jungle Mahal, in the name of curbing Maoist activities? How many of you know? कौन गिटार बजाता है, कौन गाना लिखता है जंगल महल में जो हुआ उसके लिए? So you're going to take account whether Hindus have incited their own genocide. Chat as a subscriber. Right, right, right. I mean, see, we cannot be soft on these people. Okay, whoever is like saying कि अरे तुम लोग ये हो वो हो, no, no, you cannot be soft anymore. पहले सॉफ्ट होने का वजह बन सकता था, अब तो सॉफ्ट होने का ही
Vijitda,
नहीं है, समझाना ही नहीं
Vijitda,
है। You have to, in order to get into their brain, because they are zimmis inside their head. For the 1,000 years, Hindus have gone through the zimmihood and genocide. So they don't know how does it feel to talk loudly. They don't think that talking loudly and talking clearly is a good quality to have. Because Hindus
Vijitda,
have always talked
Vijitda,
like with their heads down. Yes.
Abhijit, I think you can announce, correct. I think we would need some help from our subscribers as well. So why don't you share the news about your new book, which is you have been published? So I think we can crowdsource bit of take help from
No,
people
no, no. I'm not
to
gonna
actually
ask for
get.
crowdfunding of my book. No, no, I'm not gonna do that.
No, no,
But
we are going to do this. So like it's not like you are asking for it. So actually, Bijit
but
is
let's
going to
put it
publish
that way,
his
na?
next book. Yeah,
Let's
no,
put
no,
it that way.
it's not about. Hmm. It is not about you asking money. It actually I had actually thought about this, so I thought okay, you are here, so it's really a good occasion. So Bida is going to publish his next
Can have a
book.
discussion about opening our own publishing house. Actually, no matter how
Yeah,
small
yeah.
that is,
So
because right.
yeah. Actually, what I want to is to actually also because a lot of people actually send an email to us talk about how they can contribute. So
Right.
like one of the ways you can contribute. is that actually we are planning to like make our own publishing house, so where we can publish books that people with the rights and other people write maybe initially. So like whatever way you can contribute, we're going to have a separate program on this. Maybe we'll have a Google form and other things. Let's see how much people can help us.
Yes,
See, you don't
definitely,
do
definitely.
money is not the only way. Okay, your contribution can be beyond money
Right,
as
right,
well. Okay, it
right.
doesn't really have to be. So we are trying to actually make a bigger impact. Like having a podcast and doing this is fine, but how many people will listen to this? So like have a bigger footprint in terms of narrative, because we have this next 10-15 years where we can actually make an impact. So it is our initiative.
See, the problem I'm
We are
telling you, I went to my first publishers. I mean, the publisher with whom I published my first book. Now, that's the problem with this whole Hindu ecosystem, right? Now, they are charging exorbitant sort of amount of money for the second book. Okay, which was a bit unexpected, since I believe that okay, we are in the same cause, and secondly, frankly, what they are asking is too much. Actually, I mean, uh, it is more than any publishing house whatsoever. If they agree to publish my book, the charge that any other publishing house will ask, if my book is selected, will be less than the amount that this publishing house is asking. And frankly, it is a bit uh, demotivating. But the only way we can sort of evade this is by opening our own publishing house. And
yeah, I
we can have a
actually see
discussion about
having.
this. I can invest some amount of money, because in that case I can write a lot of things. Actually, I'm writing, and it will
Yeah,
also
actually
it will
it
also make
was
me
our
very
plan.
prolific. Very prolific, yes.
Actually it was our plan to actually.
Instead of one book in 2 years, I can publish like one book every 3-4 months.
Yeah, so
So
actually
yeah,
it was our
that's our
plan.
idea.
It was our plan actually to actually do bit more publishing. It can be online, it can be offline, books, magazines, or some portal that we will have. So because our people who support us, they can also write something, because there is no censorship here. Because normally what happens with the publication, that you can't write a lot of things and it gets struck down. So and
Right.
that becomes a problematic, because we are going to put a narrative, we're going to put the truth. And for major publishing houses it becomes a problem, and they will remove few chapters because it doesn't suit them, uh, whatever way they thinking like. So it's good in our narrative way. It also good that people get to explore a few new things in. And this is the way we want to do this. So we will we'll have a podcast, we'll create a few frameworks where people can contribute, we'll also be contributing. So what we want is go beyond the podcast and create something. People, a book which is published, it will be read by people after 10 years, 10-15 years, but this podcast will not be
Definitely.
watched after 10 years. So a physical copy or a multiple media medium which is being published, disseminated, it gives us a better
And
narrative
especially
approach.
Bengalis. We would like to
Yes.
ask Bengalis, because now it is time to again get that
Hmm.
sort of a publishing house where we all will be publishing with proper peer review, and all these things will be maintained, and then we will be publishing our books. Just create a
Okay.
sort of archive or library of books with the on the topic that we are already discussing. And my second book is Bhupender. You have the cover, or like
I think you shared long time ago. I don't. Maybe we
long
will
time
do a
ago, right?
separate stream on this. So that
So so my
we will do
second book
this.
will be a little
Hmm,
philosophical.
hmm.
Because when I wrote my first book, History of Hindu Mystery and Hindu Genocides, it was very dark and demotivating. So I also needed to elevate my own sort of psyche from that dark alleys, in which my mind used to roam around all those historical incidents of genocides, Hindu genocide. So I had to write this book, Split. Again, like the topic is dark, but it is not as dark as the reality. Okay, because it is philosophy. So in the second book, it is named Split, a study of Abrahamic schism in human psyche. Um, so it's basically I'm saying ki, okay, for genocide you need to introduce a process of us and them, a process of otherization, and I'm saying ki the otherization before being implemented by Abrahamism, before being implemented on the society, it split the very psyche of a human being. It split you as an individual before it create the split in the society, um, through this us and them sort of exclusivist Abrahamic doctrines. So that is my second book. A lot of things I've covered, like historiocentric morality, natural morality, spontaneous morality, intention moral. All these definitions I've tried to give, and probably in the next one or two, like my next book will probably be Hindu Rashtra and its natural morality, which will be a derivative of the framework that I have derived in my second book. So yeah, that is what I'm trying to publish, and now people are asking too much money to publish it. Actually, the publishers specifically.
It's a good opportunity for us to also explore these things. So,
Hmm.
okay. So we have run out of time for today.
Sushupta
But
Pathak I used to read actually. Sushupta Pathak was in um in Facebook, I guess.
yes.
But you see
So
the problem.
tomorrow,
You see the problem due to the TMC. We had to all stop writing actually. It's very dark. Now I have, and then I used to write in Bengali. Now I have to get back to Facebook. I don't know, like in what situation, like how much Facebook has moved ahead. So I have to
yeah,
probably reopen in Facebook.
Facebook is very difficult platform for Hindutva people. Yeah, I think this is a topic for our next podcast, which Retro has given us. Economy and culture
Mhm.
are interconnected.
Right, right.
So a very interesting topic that we can discuss. So tomorrow again we'll be back, and maybe next day as well. We have few things which are planned. So let's see if it works out for us. We will do the podcast. So thank you everybody for joining. Thank you Bijidda for
Thank
your
you. Thanks a lot.
time. We'll see you tomorrow, and we are planned some new programs, so probably they will
Sure.
be there in couple of weeks. So, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Ma Kali, Vande Mataram.
Jai Ma Kali Vande Mataram. Thank you.